Social media bros, Xbox is dead. Look, even a veteran admits Xbox is dead and dying. First of all, social media bros, if you think that's the case, buckle up because you're going to be in for a lot of surprises, as you have been already. But let's go over exactly what she said. Who is it? It's Lauren Fry. She's the woman here pictured with the glasses in this picture. She is an Xbox veteran. She worked on the back in the OG Xbox days. She was on the team and she has her own YouTube channel. It's a really interesting channel. Highly recommend everybody go subscribe to it. I will actually link to this specific video in the description below. So make sure you go check it out. She did not say that Xbox is dead. In fact, she left room for some optimism. She did talk specifically about hardware, though, and we're going to go over exactly what she said. I do disagree with her. She says that it's marketing, it's not substance of what Xbox is doing, and I disagree. I think Game Pass is substance. I think there's a philosophical difference here, and this philosophical difference probably exists in the space, in the gaming space itself. And I think software is going to win out. I think platform is going to win out over hardware all day long. That's just the camp that I'm in. That's the camp that I've been in. But we're going to go over exactly what she said, and then I want to break it down. I want to break down why I think I'm right, because I am, and why I think, first of all, you just can't listen to the social media bros. They're completely misconstruing this entire video. Go watch it for yourself. Again, I will link to it in the description. Before we jump into it, though, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time right here. Also, if you like what we're doing, consider becoming a member. You get a sweet membership badge, loyalty badge. You get some sweet emotes as well for when we go live. Appreciate all the support and for everyone who has supported so far. Also, share us with your friends. Okay, let's jump into it. Again, this is Laura Fry. She is an Xbox veteran. I just think that she's wrong in her analysis here overall. I think she gives some pretty decent analysis, and she does bring up some good points. Her video really is focused on the ROG Ally X for the most part. And she doesn't really see a reason to buy the ROG Ally X, this handheld. And as a result, she says that she believes that Xbox hardware is dead. That's the caveat. You've not seen that, though. All you've seen on social media from the social media bros who are trying to get lots of clicks for content saying, oh, look, this Xbox veteran says Xbox is dead. No, that's not what she said at all. Anyways, let me play her. This is her closing clip here. And I want to go through this. I want to play this and then just give you my talking points here that I have my perspective.
Obviously, as one of the founding members of the Xbox team, I'm not pleased with where things are today. I don't love watching all of the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away. I'm sad because from my perspective, it looks like Xbox has no desire or literally can't ship hardware anymore. So this partnership is about a slow exit from the hardware business completely. Personally, I think Xbox hardware is dead. The plan appears to be to just drive everybody to Game Pass. And let's be clear, it has a lot of value. I'm thinking that might be why they decided to charge $80 for Outer Worlds 2. The developers have been clear that they didn't make that decision. And here's the thing, maybe it will work. Xbox has a deep portfolio. The remake of Oblivion was obviously a huge success, and they can continue to outsource that work to external companies and make a lot of money releasing their older games. Older games from an era when Xbox knew how to build them.
Shot.
But what is the long-term plan? Where are the new hits? What will make people care about the Xbox 25 years from now? I was excited to see Clockwork Evolution in the showcase, but will something like that be enough? Do they have more? Next year marks the 25th anniversary of the Xbox, and I'm sure that they will have some big announcements and plans for honoring the milestone. Maybe next year is the year. Maybe next year is the year that the fog will clear and all of us will see the beauty in these latest announcements.
So
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
So there you go. So you can see right there. And I'm just going to go back to the beginning here because I actually like her title. Hold on. You're watching this on an Xbox, I think was her title.
If you watch the latest...
Hold on. Let's see. Check out. There it is. You're watching this on an Xbox. That makes me laugh. So you can see she did not say that Xbox is dead. In fact, she leaves a lot of room for optimism. I disagree on a few points here. She said that maybe the fog will lift. I don't think that there is a fog. I think that Xbox is pretty clear about where their priorities are and what their future has been. I think that they've been pretty clear for a while. I do think the water has been muddied, though, so to speak. And I think largely it has been even done so on social media. So if you're paying attention to social media, if you're paying attention to certain gaming news sites, they have an interest in muddying the water. It drives clicks. And I think that is what has primarily led to a lot of the confusion about Xbox's strategy. If you've watched this channel, if you've watched my podcast with the X1 Bros, you have known for the last 3 years at least Xbox direction here. You have known because they've not been hiding the ball. There's been no cloud around their direction. It is Game Pass. It is a platform. Game Pass is Xbox. Xbox is Game Pass. So I do think there's a philosophical difference, and I totally get why she would not be happy that, and she says it, they're taking the hardware that I helped build, something that I loved, and they're moving. They're pivoting away from it, and she disagrees with that move. And she says that their, Xbox hardware in her mind is dead. I don't think that that's actually the case. I don't think that Xbox is abandoning hardware. I think they're pivoting to a hybrid hardware plus services model, and I think it has been shown to be hugely successful so far. I think that she also at one point in the video that we didn't watch there, she says again, and I mentioned this at the beginning, that it's marketing over substance. I think Game Pass is the substance. I think what Xbox is doing is huge. Now, she's not wrong on Xbox is going to need games to sell. And I think that they've shown that they have that gaming library already, from Indiana Jones to Forza to Sea of Thieves and Minecraft. I mean, look at how well all these games are doing when brought to PlayStation. There's demand for these games. Whether they can keep that up going in the future is the giant question. And so far, I mean, just with the increased rate at first-party titles that have been dropping for Xbox, first-party title hits that have been dropping for Xbox, third-party title hits coming to Game Pass in the form of, for instance, an Expedition 33, they've left no doubt that they can do it in my mind. Now they just have to execute there. So she's not wrong on that point. I think the Asus partnership, the Asus handheld partnership, could potentially expand the Xbox ecosystem, not replace consoles entirely. Laura Fryer, again, she thinks that hardware is the most important part, but I would ask her what she thinks about Steam Deck. And how she views the Steam Deck would be my question. And what is the difference between a Steam Deck, for instance, granted it's Valve Steam Deck. Perhaps that's, she wants to see Xbox building the hardware itself. But if you're able to expand the Xbox ecosystem and the player base via third-party hardware, why would you not want to do that? I guess is my question. I totally get wanting to own the hardware itself. And again, I don't think that we've seen Xbox is building the next generation console. In fairness, she said it's the slow death, that this signals the slow death of hardware. And maybe she's right. I don't think that the future ultimately is going to be hardware. I think that handhelds will be a part of that hardware, but ultimately I think it's cloud gaming. I think that cloud gaming devices will be the future. If you've played GeForce Now, I think that's the future of gaming overall. I think everybody's moving in that direction. And I think Nintendo has moved all digital, anticipating this coming in the future. So I think that's huge. I also don't think they're abandoning hardware because Game Pass does need, as of right now, it doesn't need hardware touch points. Even if they're not exclusive to consoles, you do need hardware. And that's why I think the third party through Asus makes a lot of sense for Xbox, because that's a hardware touch point for it. I think you've got the Amazon Kindle Fire, you've got Samsung TVs. I think the brand is changing, or what the brand means. The brand used to mean hardware. I think Xbox is hardware agnostic and is becoming hardware agnostic. And I think that's really the dividing line between those that like it and those that don't. I think if your identity to Xbox is the console, you probably hate this move all the way. But I think the future of Xbox being hardware agnostic, but not hardware free, is the future of all gaming. Again, we've covered it on this channel, on the X1 Bros podcast regularly. I think it puts the rest of the gaming industry on notice. I really do. I think it's shifting things and changing things in a way that is, number one, pro-consumer, because I can play as many games as I want. But number two, forces a PlayStation. Some of you don't like that I've said this. I've seen the comments. I think a PlayStation is going to have to move in this direction as well to survive. I do. Like, I know they're number one in the hardware console. In a world where you're the only one walling off your items on hardware, I just don't think that works long term. So I do think hardware is going to shrink, but I don't think it's ever going to disappear entirely because you still need hardware to access Game Pass on. I think handhelds, streaming devices, and cloud consoles are the future for Xbox. You can see overall, though, did she say Xbox is dead, social media bros? No, she didn't. In fact, she left it open to, she just doesn't like that the hardware that she worked on, that the brand of Xbox is changing, that she feels it's a slow death of the hardware. She hopes that it's a success even. She says it may be a success there at the end. That's why I wanted to play the ending there, because people have misconstrued that, and that's not at all what she's saying. I think it's a philosophical divide on whether or not you think Xbox should be hardware-centric or platform-centric. We're moving into a platform-centric age, in my opinion, and I think that's where the priority should be. I think that's where the priority is, and I think it's the right move. I would love to know what you guys think, though. Did you translate what she was saying? Did you interpret it the same way that I did? Was I right? Am I wrong? Am I missing anything? What points from what you saw? Again, I would highly recommend you go watch her whole video. I will link it in the description below. It's a really good video. She's got a really great channel. Make sure you go subscribe. What do you think that she hits that's correct? And what do you think is incorrect? What am I correct on? What am I incorrect? Let me know in the comments below. Again, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. My name is X the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time. Consider becoming a member. Get that loyalty badge. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.